What is going on, guys? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Wednesday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. We have a massive 12-game main slate tonight. There's a lot of great superstars on this slate, basically all of them outside of Joel Embiid. Really, really good studs, a ton of expensive guys, but surprisingly enough, not a ton of value in the early afternoon here. There is some value, but there's a few questionable spots that should open up a lot of things as we get closer to lock. Jimmy Butler's questionable. A few other big guys are questionable that could really change things up in this slate. But as I usually do, I'm going to give 5 plays that I like, one for each position, and hopefully these plays will help you make a nice strong lineup. The hybrid team did really well last night. Yahoo did pretty well. I had Kevin Durant in all my lineups, and he burned a lot of people last night. The hybrid lineup scored 355, I think it was, even with Durant getting like 22. So if Durant has a big game there, that lineup would have been pushing 400. But nonetheless, not a terrible night. Let's have a better night though tonight and win across all the lineups I put out. Like this video, make sure you're subscribed. I do appreciate it. So going into point guard here, Alec Burks kind of stands out here. He's been starting for the Knicks and playing really, really big minutes, 5,300, a pretty good price. He needs 26 fantasy points to hit value. He's been on a pretty good stretch over the last 4 games, playing big minutes. They're going to use him a lot as the starting guard. He should see a decent amount of usage. And at 5,300, he has a pretty high floor. He's going to get you at least 21, 22 fantasy points on a bad game. And then he has mid to high 30s upside. So he's a guy on my radar tonight for the guard position. Shooting guard CJ McCollum is a chalky play, 8,500. Brandon Ingram is already ruled out tonight. We saw McCollum have huge ownership last night. They ended up getting blown out by the Grizzlies. He didn't even play in the fourth quarter, and he still got 53 fantasy points in 3 quarters. He had 40 at halftime. He had hit value at halftime. If that game stayed close, CJ McCollum was going to put up like a 70 piece. So he's in the same spot here tonight with no Ingram. He's going to be very, very popular. With this usage rate, he should be more of like a $9,500 player, maybe even $10,000. So at $8,500, take advantage of this spot for CJ McCollum. Small forwards, look at Bogdanovic. I don't like small forward as of right now. The Jazz are potentially the biggest favorites, not only on this slate, but of the entire year against the Blazers. They're 18-point favorites right now. They're at home. They have a fully healthy team. They're against the Trailblazers. And like I was talking about earlier with the questionable guys, Anthony Simons is questionable tonight. So if he's out, Brandon Williams would be another really, really good value play starting in his place at bare minimum price on FanDuel. So that's something you want to keep an eye out. The unfortunate thing is that they're a late game at 10 o'clock, so we probably won't get Simons news. Bogdanovic, there's a chance he might not play in the fourth quarter, but at 4,700, he only needs 23 fantasy points. He's averaging 25 on the year, and he's played really well over the last 2 games. He's hit value in 3 out of the last 4. I don't know. I'm hoping something opens up more here at small forward because there's not a lot of good plays. Power forwards, look at Trendon Watford. He's been really good. Even when they get blown out, he's been seeing a lot of minutes. He just signed a big 4-year deal with them, so they're trying to get him as much run as possible. Without Nurkic, it's been Drew Eubanks, Trendon Watford, and Greg Brown. Watford's been playing the best out of the bunch. He's been right around 30 minutes the last 3 games. He only needs 20 fantasy points to hit value. He's easily done that in the last 3 games. He actually started last game. So we'll see. Even if he comes off the bench, he's going to see 25 minutes. Even if they get blown out, he's still going to get run. The Blazers are in full bomb mode, or whatever you want to call it, they're gonna lose a lot of games from here on out with Damian Lillard on the shelf. So Watford, his playing time is fine. 4,100 is a fine price on him. And then for small forward, I love picking Jokic against the Kings. There's not much to talk about. He's, the best fantasy player in the league, right, tied up with Giannis. You can make an argument for either one. Jokic, a little bit cheaper than Giannis tonight. He's got a better matchup against the Kings. He should be able to do whatever he wants. He's coming off of 2 massive games, 93 and 70 fantasy points. He should be able to destroy the Kings like he's done in the past. The Kings have one of the worst defenses in the league, and Domantas Sabonis has been suspended. I just saw that update about an hour ago. I don't know what happened or why he's suspended, but he's not playing tonight. Jokic is going to be facing guys like Damian Jones and Trey Lyles. So, I mean, the sky is the limit for this guy tonight. He's my favorite stud. There's a ton of studs on this slate. Jokic is my favorite one as of right now. That'll sum up today's video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Drop that like. Make sure you're subscribed. And until next time, I am the FD Guru, and I'm signing off. See ya.